Welcome to Catholic News World.
Welcome to Catholic News World. Please subscribe to our channel. My name is Steph. Here are this week's breaking news headlines.
A Catholic priest named Father Joseph Enyinaya has been arrested by the police for allegedly causing the death of a youth. The priest is from St. Columba's Catholic Church in Amaimo, Ikaduru, Imo State, Nigeria, Africa. The boy was among a group who were throwing live fireworks, popularly called knockouts, inside the church during Holy Mass on New Year's Eve. The Nigerian News Punch Metro reported that the shooting left the boy, identified as Joseph, dead and others injured. An anonymous source, the Punch's correspondent, said that the incident happened during the New Year's Eve service and that the Catholic priest had warned the boys throwing fireworks not to throw them inside the church premises, but one of the boys went ahead, ignoring the priest's warning. He said, the priest, angered by the boy's action, took his revolver after the boy disobeyed his warning, fired into the air, but accidentally shot at the boy with others sustaining injuries. Another person of the community who witnessed the incident corroborated the testimony, noting that the Catholic priest fired the gun to scare the boys away, not intending to hurt them. According to the witness, it is a case of accidental discharge. The priest was said to have warned the firework-throwing lads repeatedly not to do their business within the church, and when they continued, he went in and picked up his gun, a double-barreled gun, and fired a warning shot in the air. But the boy was hit when the priest was lowering his hand, not knowing that the bullets in one of the barrels never emptied at the first shot. The state police spokesperson, Henry Okoye, confirmed the arrest of the priest, saying an investigation had begun. He said, a detailed investigation has been initiated to ascertain the remote facts surrounding the incident. Further developments on the case will be communicated in due course. The priest has been arrested for investigations. The Catholic Archbishop of Owerri, Most Reverend Lucius Ugorji, has expressed deep sorrow and sympathy to the family of the deceased. In a statement, he offered prayers for the repose of the soul of the young victim, healing for any others affected, and assured the community of a thorough investigation into the incident. The Archbishop also called on the people to remain calm and peaceful as the authorities address the matter. This unfortunate event has shocked the local community, and the Catholic Church has pledged to cooperate fully with the investigation while supporting the affected family during this difficult time.
Please subscribe to our channel.
Another U.S. terrorist attack took place in New Orleans on January 1st. A male attacker named Shamsuddin Jabbar, a Texas native and U.S. Army veteran, drove a rented pickup truck at high speed into a crowd in New Orleans' busy French Quarter. 15 people were killed and about 30 people were injured when the 42-year-old man drove the truck at high speed into the crowd. Pope Francis expressed his spiritual closeness to those affected by the recent terrorist attack in a message sent to Archbishop Gregory Aymond of New Orleans. The assailant was subsequently killed in a gunfight with police. Yet, authorities have said that they believe multiple people were involved in the attack. According to the FBI, an Islamic State flag was found in the truck, and U.S. President Joe Biden has said that the attack was inspired by ISIS. Also, on the same day, a Tesla Cybertruck exploded in flames outside the Trump International Hotel, Las Vegas, killing the driver and injuring 7 others. The FBI was investigating whether the blast was an act of terrorism. Authorities are investigating into whether the two attacks are linked. Archbishop Gregory Aymond issued a statement on the truck attack. He said, "Our prayers go out to those killed and injured in this morning's horrific attack on Bourbon Street. This violent act is a sign of utter disrespect for human life. I join with others in the Roman Catholic Archdiocese of New Orleans in offering prayerful support to the victims' families. I give thanks for the heroic duty of hundreds of law enforcement and medical personnel in the face of such evil." Pope Francis has said he is deeply saddened to learn of the loss of life and injury caused by a recent terrorist attack in the U.S. city of New Orleans. The Pope assured the entire city of his spiritual closeness and commended the victims to the loving mercy of Almighty God. The message, signed by Cardinal Secretary of State Pietro Parolin, added that the Pope is praying for those affected and that, as a pledge of peace and strength in the Lord, the Holy Father sends his blessing.
Please subscribe to our channel.
The Knights of Columbus organized a special Christmas for Ukrainian orphans. As the war in Ukraine approaches its third year, the Knights of Columbus are helping those who have lost loved ones by organizing Christmas dinners. "We are here to serve orphans and widows," said Mr. Szymon Ciszek, the Director of International Development in Europe for the Knights of Columbus, to Vatican News, as he reflected on the Knights' initiative to help suffering families in war-torn Ukraine. The Christmas dinners for widows and orphans are organized by the Knights of Columbus in Ukraine, with support from their counterparts in the United States and Canada, one of which took place in the region of Odessa in the city of Pivden. Dinner was attended by representatives of the Knights of Columbus and clergy, led by Exarch of Odessa of the Ukrainian Greek Catholic Church, Bishop Mikhailo Bubny. The event began with a communal prayer and a memorial service for those who had fallen on the front lines. Attendees then gathered at their tables, where traditional dishes were served. Other festivities that evening included Christmas carols, artistic displays, and distributing gifts. Mr. Ciszek told Vatican News, "Our organization was founded by Blessed Father Michael McGivney to serve widows and orphans. That's why, during the Christmas season," he explained, "we organize Christmas dinners for them in more than 10 locations across Ukraine." Each of these gatherings, he emphasized, is an opportunity to remind these individuals that God has not forgotten them, that he is close to them even in their suffering. Mr. Ciszek explained that these celebrations make up just one part of our multifaceted support for those in need in Ukraine. In addition to hosting the St. Nicholas Day celebration, the Knights of Columbus, he added, distributed 20,000 packages of candy to children. In these difficult times, the Knights official underscored, "We want to bring moments of joy to children marked by suffering." Given this, he said, "we continue to support families, especially those who have lost loved ones on the front lines. We've prepared Christmas packages for them and remain steadfast in our mission to care for these families, ensuring they know that God has not forgotten them," reassured Mr. Ciszek.
Please subscribe to our channel.
A Catholic priest in Belarus was arrested. Father Henryk Akalatovich, pastor of the Catholic parish in Volozhin, was sentenced to 11 years in a penal colony in Belarus on December 30th. This action seems to point to growing persecution of Catholics in the country. According to OSV News, the priest, who had been on trial since November 25th in a closed session by the Minsk Regional Court, pleaded not guilty but was convicted for treason against the state. The independent news channel Belsat from Poland said, due to the secrecy of the hearing, the details of the charges against the priest were not publicly announced. Father Akalatovich was in danger of a sentence of 7 to 15 years in the Gulag, according to local law. OSV calls this a visible example of worsening persecution of the church in Belarus. The priest was detained November 17, 2023, in Volozhin, a town about 43 miles west of Minsk. He spent more than a year in Minsk's KGB detention center. He was kept in the worst of the detention centers in Belarus, commonly referred to as the America. The name refers to the American spies held there back in Soviet times. During Lukashenko's rule, hundreds of his opponents have seen the walls of this place, the Polish newspaper Rzeczpospolita reported November 24th. They also reported on December 30th that Father Akalatovich will probably serve his sentence in the notorious penal colony of Novopolotsk, the same one where Andrzej Poczobut, a Polish minority activist in Belarus who was arrested in 2021, is serving his sentence. According to Belsat, Father Akalatovich had previously suffered a heart attack and cancer and underwent stomach surgery shortly before his detention. The priest requires special care and medical assistance, but there is no information about his health since he was detained more than a year ago. The Catholic Church composes a tenth of the 9.4 million inhabitants of Belarus, a former Soviet republic, where, as of November 11th, 1,287 political prisoners are incarcerated, including the rights group founder Ales Bialyatsky, who won the 2022 Nobel Peace Prize. Under the new Freedom of Conscience and Religious Organizations law, signed in December 2023 by Lukashenko, educational and missionary activity by churches is restricted, while all parishes must re-register by July of this year or face liquidation. Father Akalatovich comes from the village of Novaya Misha in the Baranovichi region. He began his ministry in 1984 after graduating from the Riga Seminary. He was once praised by the Belarusian regime for using Belarusian language in his sermons, Belsat said, adding that he likely started to be persecuted after rigged elections in 2020.
Watch our program every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe to Catholic News World's channel. God bless.